the resentment starts when so many of those people that I helped defended all this stuff, they ended up snaking me more than any of the liberals. The people that I'm supposed to be up against ideologically have ended up showing some graciousness, have admitted that they were wrong. While the red pill influencers, they turned on me for a hint of clout, because it's not really about masculinity. Ultimately, the biggest mistake being part of the red pill manosphere wasn't really the ideology. The biggest mistake was being around people who are full of shit. If I were to ever...
I hate this. I really do not like the way that Sneako is framing things like this. Just mainly because you're not really, you're placing blame on everybody else except for yourself. Like, that's what I notice here, right? And I'm sure you guys have noticed that too. Sneako is placing himself, he's like, oh yeah, if I go into a crowd of people that I want to get famous off from, everybody else is fake, but me, I'm real. I'm the real one. No? I mean, if you end up with a fucking red pill crowd, like, who do you have to blame but yourself for getting that far into shaking hands with Andrew Tate, right? If you're shaking hands with Andrew Tate, like, chances are, I don't know, man, you've gone pretty damn far in terms of grifting and, like, fucking trying to make connections to get your career off the ground, okay? I mean, good for your 20,000, like, children who are watching you every day, I guess, and being misogynist to kids in their class.
Do an apology video, it would be for being associated with these leeches. You don't need to follow this. Red pill is dead. Follow God.
That's so stupid, dude. It's like, I can't believe, can you believe that Sneako's like older than me? Can you actually believe that? Wait, hold on. Sneako age. There's just no way, dude. He's 27. Bro, I'm 26. Okay, so he is older. Okay, not by much. Okay, he's around my age. But can you just believe, like, this guy's not a real person. I can't imagine, like, hitting almost 30, like, I'm pushing 30, okay? But can you imagine, like, hitting around that time period and, I don't know, like, just the lack of maturity and reflection because of the way that you've lived life. Like, all the conclusions and all the life lessons that you've learned is, like, stuff that you really should have already figured out. It's so stupid.
Cool.
He's so cool. True.
I can't believe none of what that dude says. Is the flip flop is real. If he was a shoe, he'd be a Crocs or some kind of sandal. Damn, so much that he flip flops, and it's okay. Maybe he found it, but that's been his emos ever since you introduced me to that dude. Mm-hmm. It's been a flippity flop. Flips more than a pancake because you benefited from that. And now it serves you it no longer serves you a purpose that you're just going to toss it.
Exactly. And this is why I don't really blame any new content creators for doing kind of shameless things. I have done shameless things as a content creator when I was early in my content creator phase, like in the first year or so, in my first half year or so. I just know that, I just know that in regards to that, I'm just like so fucking... Like, so for those of you guys who do not know, I called myself the trans girl version of Mr. Girl as a way to get attention. And people in Corantos' Discord server said that I had pedo clout goblin. That's what they called me, okay? I mean, it wasn't unwarranted because, like, the way that I conducted myself on my streams is that, like, I would just talk constantly about lolly, okay? I mean, that's why, like, I'm the fucking lolly person, right? Like, I'll talk constantly about, like, the rage bait and trying to rage bait that shit constantly. However, now that I am later on, like, I'm just doing shit now. Yeah, no, it's just the way that I conduct everything is just completely different now. Like, it's not even close to the same. So it's not like, it's just completely not the same. It's straight up not the same. Yeah, I don't know. I think you kind of have to be a little bit more sympathetic towards people who are just starting out in some field or something, and they're desperate to make it out there in a more brutal field. I totally understand that. So
So now you're gonna move on to the next thing. Now it's God. You're gonna toss that out when it's gonna be out, and then it's gonna be what? Is he a trans surfer? I don't know, but it sounds to me like that.
Trans surfer?
Trans.
Oh, like trend. Okay. I heard trans.
So I said it like that, but
I don't know what the sex change got to do with surfing, but that's crazy.
I did what I did. And
you get those moments when you remember a time when you did something cringe as heck and it just comes back and you feel intense psychic damage from the memory? Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I knew exactly what I was
all the
doing,
time.
But anyways, okay.
From what I've seen, he's been on his religious path for the last 3-4 years, and he seems to be doing a lot of the labor. He goes, he travels for it. He spends time in prayers. He goes to meetups. He goes to mosque on a regular basis. So it seems like he just really has converted. At first, I thought he was doing the Tate thing where Tate became Muslim and then all of a sudden talking shit about Muslims and Muhammad's. But it seems like, no, he's just been very consistent. So is he flip-flopping? Sure. But I mean, what person in their early to mid-20s does it? At least now it seems like he's trying to be consistent, and he has been. So people change.
Sure. We'll see until he flips again. And if he doesn't, good. Wait,
why is it lagging a little bit? Why is the video lagging? Is it lagging for you guys? Hopefully not.
There's a video that came up from his time consistent, and he has been. So people change.
Sure. We'll see until he flips again. And if he doesn't, good. It's not like I'm not happy for him or whatever. I don't feel anything from that for that guy.
I mean, what's fascinating about all these people who came from this world and all the problems that they have with it? When you listen to the reasons why even now they're against it, I'll just play it back just so you guys can hear what he said.
When so many of those people that I helped defended all this stuff, they ended up snaking me more than any of the liberals. The people that I'm supposed to be up against ideologically have ended up showing some graciousness, have admitted that they were wrong. While the red pill influencers, they turned on me for a hint of clout.
And I've noticed this just being around content creators now for some time. But it sounds like what the movement is about or whatever is not that important. What is more important is their personal relationships with each other, right? It doesn't really matter that they were selling poison or a lot of dumb fucking things and scams and stuff like that. What they really get outraged by, even when you look at him, the most amount of emotion that he's shown is when he talks about the people who did him dirty.
Yeah, because it's us versus them. And now you're throwing me.
Has Sneako ever called out someone who he is not personally affected by, but has betrayed a person who is close to him? Or is everything that Sneako does self-grandizing and he only hates someone if they did something to him specifically, right? I'm just wondering because I don't know, Sneako just seems like the kind of person who is the only reason why he would ever have a problem with anybody is when they have scorned him personally, which happens all the time.
I thought we were supposed to be a unit.
Even when he says I have to make an apology video, it's about associating with these people. It's okay, well, fair. Well, isn't it more important that the people you associated with may have been selling poison to the folks that are coming on and that you also endorse them, right? It's never about the audience. It's never about the message itself or all the things that are involved with it. It's always comes back to the relationships with each other and how you make me feel. And I just think it's funny.
It's boys being
when
boys.
People have this influence. Yes, it is. People have this influence. And it's never about the influence. It's always about their own relationships with each other.
They feel like it affects their influence. So when you betray me, it's because
Destiny always gets around, doesn't he? Always looking out for the smaller content creators. Yeah, but I don't think I don't think it's Destiny wanted to give me charity based off of me being a smaller content creator. Before that was definitely the case, but not anymore. Because right now, it's more like I offer him a mutual beneficial kind of thing, which is why he boosted me. I don't really view it as oh yeah, this is him doing a charity move. This is him doing a kind of utilitarian kind of calculus in his head a little bit, right? If you really think about it. But yeah.
You're affecting my influence, so they're gonna throw you under the bus. Oh, you did that.
For example, I think one of the people that he really didn't need to help, but he helped anyway, is a Merc off the perk. But for me, no, I think it's more off of mutual benefit. Whatever. Who's the parasite? Me, of course.
Yeah, but you sound like scam. Don't matter. He's against us. The boys club. What I remember, even people that they talk shit about, they feel some kind of bond with.
Yeah.
Mean to imply? No.
You can't betray them. You're supposed to be Oktoberfest, sauerkraut and sausage. Boys,
let me.
If I were to ever do an apology video, it would be for being associated with these leeches.
I wonder, when he sat across.
Is Parasite a good anime? You mean movie? It's a good movie.
Awesome, Walter. And Walter said, 1,000 body count. He knew his line.
It got movie
Like,
of
you
the
don't
year.
care about like when
I
you're
think.
there and you're in it. Like, you guys don't care that the niggas beside you are just lying and you know they're lying through their teeth, but that's your boy, so you can support him.
But
Like,
everybody is lying.
and also just ask, like, is that like when you have this like I guess
No,
quote
it's an
unquote
anime too?
loyalty at the
What?
expense of your audience? You
Really?
guys not care about the scams? I just
Okay.
wonder about that. That's what runs through my head. Like if
No.
someone, if you
That's
my
crazy.
homie,
I
right,
didn't know
and you
that.
up here telling a bold faced lie, I know you scamming, nigga, I ain't rocking with you. And I wonder how these guys know they're all full of shit and they don't say nothing most of the time. That's what I wonder.
It doesn't matter. It's the message is important. If it means that you have to lie, as long as it's for the message. Remember that video?
Alien
it was
parasites?
her, it was her girl. It was Amanda Seals.
This is really happening all the time. And even if it was a hoax for the sake of bringing attention to this, then I'm like, that's low-key noble. Like, I'm just... I'm
Low-key noble.
Yeah.
That's the whole low-key noble thing. If you have to lie for the cause, it don't matter. It helps the cause, so you're low-key noble.
Whoa.
No more.
I gotta give you that. That's a good point.
But that ship is sinking.
yeah.
But as long as you're rowing,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
There's some other things that came up afterwards that kind of exacerbated this whole thing. So I'll just play those.
I tweeted at Tate yesterday because after years of saying he didn't want to stream on Kick because they promote gambling, after years of Tristan saying that gambling and degeneracy and is ruining the West, Tate promotes.
Wait, degeneracy? Wait, there's no way, right? How could Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate are like the last people who should be saying, oh yeah, well, the reason why I don't stream on Kick is because they promote gambling. What the fuck, bro? You sex traffic woman, okay? You sex traffic woman, all right? That's what you specifically do. You do sex trafficking, okay? I don't want to hear it, okay? I just don't want to hear it. That's crazy.
His gambling website.
Yeah. Why is he dressed like that? Looks like a Matrix extra. He looks like the bad guy from the Matrix, you know? No, I'm not gonna give him that because I don't think he's as cool as him.
And this is a day after he said people with the name Muhammad are ruining the West. Coming from a Muslim guy who's saying there's too many Muhammads and then promoting a gambling link. For a long time, I'll be real with you, a lot of Muslims have been apprehensive to talk about Andrew Tate because they don't want to push him away. Because they know the influence he has, and they know that if the most famous revert leaves Islam, it's going to be very detrimental.
Bro, one, is not going to be detrimental. People really don't care because most people didn't believe it. Two, that is true that a lot of people were reluctant to say anything because they're like, he's the coolest guy. It's good for us or whatever. But, you know, listen, I don't think it's anyone's place to say who's a real Muslim or who's not. You know, at the end of the day, everyone's going to have their own religious journey, so I'm not going to sit here and participate in that conversation. But there were a lot of people that were doing this whole people to this day who wear religion like it's a flashy coat. You get what I'm trying to say? It's to peacock a little.
Yeah, isn't it a part of Christian or Catholic morality where it's like if you pray privately, that is far better than someone who flaunts their faith around as a shield for their bad actions? I'm pretty sure that's like a real thing in like Christian Catholic morality, right? Like it's way better for you to do it for yourself in private than to use it as a way to brag about how good of a fucking faithful follower you are. And so every single time someone is like talking about how they're a good Christian man or good Christian woman, technically that you probably shouldn't be doing that, right?
They're not actually religious. They don't actually do any of the labor. They don't actually present themselves. They don't pray. But they just say it because it looks cool to wear a cross and it brings you certain attention.
Well, I mean, it is cool to wear a cross. Like objectively speaking, it absolutely is, right? Like for example, one thing I can think of is justice.
Rank up, hold the line.
What the fuck?
This hamlet shall not fall.
Holy shit, Peach, thank you so much for the raid on Kick. Wait, 125? 125 people? Wait, what happened? Did you get a raid from someone else? Sorry, I don't mean it like in a mean way, but holy shit, when did you get that much? Oh no, are you botting? It's over for you, dude. Jeez, Louise. Okay.
There's some people who literally will not vote for you unless they know your religious affiliation. So you can just say, I'm a Christian, and then afterwards, you know.
I take it a bit like veganism, CrossFit. People say that they're part.
I was with Gigi for a little bit. All love. Okay. All right. I'm just teasing you. Okay?
Part of those things because it looks like you have a dedication to something and it looks like you're able to like you have discipline.
I love you.
Yeah. So they're gonna boast about that. I'm vegan. Shut up. We don't care. Go eat your tofu. Do your thing. Nobody gives a fuck. But they can't
It's like, okay, tofu muncher. All right, tofu muncher. I get the fact that you're vegan. Okay, tofu muncher.
shut the hell up about that thing.
Man.
I'm vegan. Oh my God, I'm vegan. The minute they find out something is their whole identity because they make sacrifice. I make sacrifice. And then it becomes their whole thing, their whole persona. The realest Muslim or whatever.
Oh, the same thing as whenever somebody is transgender. Oh my God. I'm sure we can all agree that like I barely bring up the fact that I am transgender outside of like for example, if IRL, when I'm updating you guys about IRL shit, and I'm like talking about operations I'm trying to get eventually, right? Like I talk about that, right? But typically I don't bring up this shit. However, when trans people bring up the fact that they are transgender or something in any kind of like way where nobody asked and it's not like applicable to the topic, I hate that. I really don't like it because in my opinion it kind of makes other transgender people look bad because you're probably the only transgender person that has interacted with this other person in their entire lives. Like you are the only transgender representative of the entire group in that person's life. So if you present yourself as an annoying person who bases their gender identity as like your entire personality, like your entire personality is either being a gay guy or like a fucking like you're a very flamboyant gay guy or you're like a transgender individual. Like in my opinion, I just really do not like that. But you know what? That's just me. Okay, doesn't matter.
Religion.
Yeah.
You could think about. They don't really talk about it. If you ask, they'll say it. But or else than that, they just live their life.
Yeah, especially when the guys in the like male self-development area, like the people who fell for the Tate thing make me laugh because like, do you guys not remember how this guy made his money? How he was proud of it too, scamming men. He would talk about it openly, and then these guys would turn around and be like, "No, he really cares about men being good. This nigga don't care about nothing but making fucking money." And all the guys who got scammed by him, even though y'all saw the clips and y'all ignored it, I don't feel that bad. If someone tells you they're a scammer, they tell you how they get their money, and then they do it again to you, I don't give a shit.
You see, the thing with Tate and religion, he did the same MO that he did with Pimpin that he did with religion.
Yeah.
He went the same way. He was talking about it both because that became his cloak. That became who he was because it made him, I got dedication because I'm a businessman because I got this.
got nothing,
And then
bro.
he got caught doing whatever, but he was under an investigation and he had to switch up. So he took the
Red pill is the same thing, just with straight cis people. I think, hey, you say straight, but I think they're all gay, okay? With how much they glaze each other's like fucking game in sex and shit like that, and how much they try to like promote like masculine, like beautiful masculinity and shit like that. Listen, okay, it's more gay than anything, like to be honest. But you know. My coworker had bottom surgery and went to work the next day. I complained about a headache and they told me they had their balls chopped off. That moment has lived with me forever. What the fuck? You really shouldn't be going to work the next day. Wait, what do you mean by work? Like, is the work like physical or is the work like sitting your ass down and doing something? Because you really should not be going to work after bottom surgery. You shouldn't be doing that. That's fucking weird. Not fucking weird, but it's more like it's not. That shouldn't be happening. It's funny that Abba and Priest seem so smart compared to the rest of the internet just by being normies. Sure. Just sitting around, but yeah, you shouldn't. You probably should be taking at least 2 weeks off. And even 2 weeks is a little bit too short. You should be taking a month off. But
same thing with religion, and he went the same way about boasting.
Pimpins, trafficking, don't matter what it is. Now it's gambling. But here, listen to him himself.
And me and my brother, and eventually some staff I trained, would do all the talking. The girls were just famoosers, just laughing and doing this. And they were talking ice cold hustlers. We were taking their money, all of it. And they come and say, what kind of, all of it. We were milking them dry. Women haven't got a clue how to famoose a dude. They don't have, because they rely on their looks. They don't have any of the intellect. They have no game, nothing.
There's some though. There's
nothing.
There's some.
Nah. You get a man with game and give him a female's body, a female avatar. He will I had these guys selling their houses, life savings, loans, All of it.
Dude, being a man means shouting at the top of your lungs and ruining your vocal cords, okay? This is what being a man is all about, okay? Being a man is trying to be as aggressive and loud as possible and making yourself look like a retard.
To me. Give me it all.
And I play that clip just to say, like, this guy would openly admit how he loved to fleece dudes to make his wealth. And he was proud and he boasted about it. And you guys thought he would turn around and give a shit about y'all. So if you got scammed by this whole movement or whatever, you're the fucking idiot. Period.
I can take the same video that he did about pimping, and then you remove all that pimping stuff, and when he was talking about religion, and it's kind of the same MO that he's emulating.
Yeah.
It looks like Tate regrets becoming Muslim. And so him, after all years of saying that gambling is evil, taking a gambling deal, it's just, they saw what happened last year when I had a disagreement with Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate threatened to destroy my career. You remember that? And so other people don't want the same thing to happen to them.
Nico, I understand what you're saying, and I'm glad that you see it, but...
Yeah, but the problem is that Sneako never learns his lesson, right? Like, Sneako can arrive at so many of these, like Sneako just gives off the vibe of someone who is like, oh, I'm very young, but, you know, I figured the entire world out constantly, right? Oh yeah, I came to a new revelation, and he creates this incredibly pretentious ass videos where it looks as though he has gone through some personal character development. But in actuality, like, Sneako is just repeating the same mistake over and over again. He finds a new father figure to hang on to. He follows that person and copies their actions to a T. Like, he acts the same way and he does the same things, and then he will feel like he's not good with that person anymore. He doesn't like that person anymore. Just watch the Goku Naru video on Sneako. That is so good because it calls out how Sneako consistently is in search for a new daddy, but he never becomes the daddy. Like, he never is the person in which he gets to be his own person. He will always just be like he'll always just be someone who is a follower, right? He's not a leader, he's a follower. As soon as Muslims are criticized, all of a sudden identity politics are important to Sneako. Sneako makes videos that make him feel nihilistic. He doesn't trust or care for people. Yeah, I mean, for Sneako, like, I don't even know if he is able to feel love. I don't even know, like, if you even hear about anything about his, like, fucking romantic life. I don't know. It's crazy. Sneako makes, didn't Godnar have a little robot toy thing in this Sneaky video? No, he had a lot of things in the Sneako video. In fact, that video was so cool, just simply because, Goku Naru made Sneako watch the video. And the video that God, it's so cool. It's honestly so cool. After this video, I'll bring it up. But what happened is that Goku Naru tried so hard to get Sneako to watch his nuclear video that he basically tricked him in a way and did, like, this kind of creepypasta like horror kind of shit that made him freak out because of how creepy it is. But yeah.
What you're describing that Tate is doing is exactly what you did. Is exactly what you did. You went from one thing, and then you were doing some videos, and they were good at first, and then after that, you moved on to some weird videos in between, right? Disrespecting people in the street and having your kids fan base being weird, and you're like, no, that's not what I said. And then you moved on to the red pill, and then you went to that, and we could say to you that you did the same thing that he did, and then now you're good. You're with God and everything.
It was great, lol. I remember Sneako didn't make it through the whole thing. Yeah, because, like, he got owned. Because he looked really bad, because he was, like, personally called out by that shit, right?
And I hope it's true and everything and stuff, but what you're blaming Tate is doing, he did it before you did it. You're doing what he's doing.
That's fair. That's a fair point. I think the only saving grace is that Sneako's much younger, right? Pretty normal for someone in their early to mid 20s change.
You're right.
So
you're right.
I think that's the only difference. But
right.
You made a good point.
You're right. But yeah, that's what I think.
But he goes on to say, like, how dorky and loserish all these men are, and I do agree. I feel like a lot of the stuff.
What the fuck, dude?
You're fired.
Hey, we got somebody in the background. Hey, I got something to say. That's true. They are dorks.
That's not the right accidental soundboard. Very nice.
When people say the red pill is dead, I have to think a lot of that's true. I feel like a lot of the guys who were very popular back then are no longer popular today. From Tate to a lot of these other people, you don't hear about them nearly as much because they're no longer big on most of these platforms. People don't tune in for it. People don't care. Men aren't having the same
It hit close to
appetite for
home.
it
It
as
was
they
epic.
used to.
It was
Maybe they
awesome.
realized that it was not a thing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people who even went this route and tried a lot of the advice that these guys were giving realized a lot of it was empty.
Like
Well,
they feel like they
so
were
many
not
dudes.
happy.
I've had so many DMs from dudes. Oh, I did the whole red pill thing.
Yeah.
And, like it really fucked up my relationship. My girl left me, and like now I'm in a better place. But a lot of stuff was bad for me. So this stuff, if your movement's built on sand, eventually people are going to realize that they're going to move out. You understand? Think about some of the stuff that used to be said that we used to hear that was really popular over there.
I don't want to sound like an asshole, man, but I don't do shit for the express pleasure of women, man. It's a waste of time. It's way more important to
Bro, can you imagine, dude? I feel like Fresh and Fit are like some of the most shameless individuals. I can't believe they're just willing to announce, oh yeah, I don't want to do anything for the pleasure of women. It's just a waste of time. And they don't just say it in like a really shy way, because like if you truly believe in it and you're aware of how other people perceive you, you're like, yeah, so I mean, this might be a little bit of a controversial opinion or something, but like I don't actually believe in this, but I'm sure most people believe in this or whatever, right? Like typically people will put it in a more more bottom like way, but the way that they say it is like so fucking shameless and out there. It's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck about, I fucking hate women. You're just like, what the fuck, dude?
protect her than to please her.
crazy.
Who gives a fuck about a woman's orgasm? It's useless.
Right.
It's like they just announce it out loud. What the fuck, dude? It's like, it's so, I swear to God, it's like parody. Like the way that they conduct themselves is literally just like it's just not real. It doesn't feel real. It feels like it's like, I don't know, it's like they're memeing.
Wait a minute. You said who gives
There's no subtlety.
Have a woman ever had an orgasm with you when you was having sex?
Yeah,
Do you
I
know
don't-
how that feels for you?
Yeah, but like, I don't. It's, like I'm not like in there like trying to like make it happen. I just like do it if it happens.
You're not in
awesome.
there at all,
Don't, like,
apparently. My bad.
That is true. Only put it.
My bad. My bad. My bad.
I'll give it to you. But just remember, this used to be advice that was popular back then.
Oh yeah, in addition, like the way that he talks about women is way too like of course it would be reasonable for a gay man to be so like not into women like that, right? Like even the way that he talks about them is like way too comfortable with the misogyny in such a way. I don't know, like maybe like Entertain is the same or something, but like the way that they talk about things is just like straight up like, oh well, I'm gay, so I don't have to worry about the way that women like care about me. Like if you just recontextualize everything as in like Myron being gay, everything starts to make sense, because he's just one of these gay guys that hate women, which there's a lot of. There's a lot of gay women who hate guys, and there's a lot of gay guys who hate women, okay? Because if you just simply put it through that angle, everything just starts to make sense, okay?
Saying stuff like, oh, don't please your women, it's not really important, whatever it is, or, you know, don't live with your girl. You remember what they hold on, I gotta play this
You
part.
should move. You should.
It's like, yeah, of course you're gonna say all these things about women because you never have to deal with them on a romantic basis. I get it.
Nah, I gotta play this part. You can read what the title says.
The 5 reasons why you shouldn't live with your girlfriend.
And this was also for your wife. So that advice also applies to your wife.
You could be the biggest, most, I guess, tallest, most masculine alpha out there. We got even our friends at Tates that live in Romania. No matter who you are, things get softer. You tend to like say, you know what? You want to stay in, watch a movie, you get some ice cream with her, you take her out. Oh, babe, can we cuddle? And before you know it, time passes along and you're like, damn, I didn't go to the gym today. I didn't work on my business. You put it off tomorrow or next week, just chill with your girl. And you may say, well, Fresh, I'm strong, bro. I got willpower. I could go past that shit. Well, you can for a little bit, but not forever. And it happens to everybody. No one's really safe because at some point in time, you're gonna bend the knee no pun intended, bending knee to her will or her way at some point. A casualty of
What, dude? Like, what is this? How, dude? They're like cooking at like fucking negative. They're like cooking at absolute zero, dude. They're saying all this shit as if like they're cooking, but I can't believe how confident they sound. I can't believe how confident they sound. It's so crazy. It's so crazy how confidently they make these takes. It's just I can't. I don't even know what to say. Like, it's just so crazy.
live it together, which means you become I want to say the word cuck, but like you become kind of complacent because under her like spells.
Motherfucker, I'm under your spell right now because you got me believing you speak in English, and I'm having a hard time understanding.
That was a little bit unnecessary. But
Very unnecessary.
but these guys are essentially telling you don't live with your. I think it's a bad idea to live with your girl because think about this, think about that. If you think about it, the reason why it's bad is if you spend
Dude,
time with your
stop.
girl, you're not working on your business. So essentially, spending time with family, your partner is bad because you could be at the gym or you could be working.
So what do? You don't spend time with your girl. You go to the gym while your girl fucks someone else.
And
Time saving.
And this is why, like, the more these guys talk, the more they kept coming across as a bit gay. The nuclear
Nice, good one.
family is the most important. Myron breaks
Good
up with his
meme.
girl. Why? So he can work. And she wanted kids.
Forget kids. She just wanted to fuck, maybe.
Maybe. It's possible.
Jesus, that's rough, dude. Okay, good watch. Yeah.